All right. Hey, it's the popcorn and the granddaughter evening discussions. And Popcorn's asking a question.
Wait, I just want to say something. Hello to the family who's watching this. I know you're watching and stalking. I know you are.
Hey, happy Valentine's Day. This is the Valentine's Day, right? Did you get him a Valentine?
I gave him a hug.
Okay. So what's going on there, Popcorn?
Well, whatever we say is true. Yes, so.
What's the question? What's the question?
But the question is, when did you first learn that your house might be up for foreclosure?
Well, now let me answer this.
Okay.
Because I was here in the moment. Dad and I took a day or two off, like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, then like maybe 2 days after Christmas. It was like December. And so me and Dad were out riding motorcycles over in Berryville.
Well, we went down to Motorcycles
country.
to Dulles
Yeah.
to take my Triumph,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And we were riding down to trade bikes out for the Triumph for the Indian Challenger.
Yes.
So I had an Indian Challenger motorcycle being serviced down in Dulles, and I was riding my Triumph Rocket 3R down to give them to service that, and then Julie and I were going to ride motorcycles that afternoon on my Indian that got serviced, and she's on her Harley.
Low Rider ST.
So as we're riding to the dealership,
As we're riding to the dealership and we arrive, Dad starts looking at his phone, and someone had asked, I see your house is under foreclosure. Could I, like, buy it from you or whatever? Could I pay the bills to get the foreclosure off the list or whatever and then buy it? And so Dad goes, my house, he texted, like this was on text, and he goes, my house isn't foreclosure. And the guy
is
goes,
not,
I just said it.
but it sounds like
isn't.
is.
I said isn't foreclosure. And the guy goes, well, it's on the list for our county. And Dad goes, I'm not aware of this. And I guess it went on. Then we hopped back on our bikes.
Well, hold on.
What?
So yeah, Dad. So as we're driving down to the motorcycle dealership on our motorcycles, my other phone that I have is getting texts. I'm getting all these texts and phone calls about messages of my house is under foreclosure, and I'm like, what? I'm like, this guy. I'm like, who the hell is this? So I usually ignore, spam calls, texting, and I ignore that stuff. But it went on again. So I get to the dealership. I'm now like, what the heck is this guy talking about? So I literally decide to call this person, right? I texted this person, and this person is like, hey, man, your house is under foreclosure on February 28th of 2024. I'm like, no, it isn't. He's like, yes, it is. I'm like, where are you seeing this? So the guy actually sent me a link of foreclosure properties that are public records, and he sends me a link that shows my name and my property be foreclosed on. And I'm like, there's no way. This information is totally wrong. So now for Julie and I, we're down at Motorcycles Dulles, and I'm now kind of frazzled because I'm thinking, what the hell's going on?
Dad.
I don't know anything about this. So now,
we rode motorcycles for about 2 hours, I'd say, over in Berryville.
we went through Middleburg. You know Middleburg?
Dad.
Well, Dad knows Middleburg.
Okay.
Dad doesn't know Berryville. So we rode the motorcycles
Been out there.
through Middleburg.
Yeah.
And then we drove out to Berryville to have lunch.
Then Dad,
Where was the place?
Santorini's.
Santorini's. Right, so now we get out to this Greek
You
restaurant.
tell the story. I can't say a word.
You can.
Okay, so we get out. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
So we get out to a Greek restaurant. I order a spicy chicken sandwich, and Dad orders a chicken gyro. That was the first time I tried fried zucchini with tzatziki sauce.
Ask him if he's had that.
So then
Was
we
the-
sit
the rest-
down. We sit down after we order, and Dad finds out the house is going to be foreclosed and calls the bank, and the bank confirms, yeah, it's going to be foreclosed.
But you had never been notified.
No.
Well, no, the irony is this is where it's
Thing of it
classic.
is-
This is where it's a very classic story. So this is the second mortgage on the house. And it's actually a very big argument between my wife and myself from years ago of converting 2 loans to 1 loan for a better interest rate. And it was a major blowout during the pandemic that my wife did not want to refinance the home because I knew that this second loan was a adjustable rate loan
Yeah.
because it was a credit line against the house that I used to open the tractor shop. All that money was borrowed out of the house to create another business back in 2007 and 8 that went broke. So you know that whole story.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, Stephanie and I had a major blowout when I was trying to get her to take 2 loans into 1 to get a better rate, but she would never do it. And so I gave up. So meanwhile, now the interest rates have gone up substantially since 2020, 2021, 2022. We're adjustable rate, and I was very upset about that. So I just never even looked at the bills. I would just send them $3,000, $5,000, $7,000. I didn't even want to know the monthly payment. So I just would send them money randomly, not knowing that I got behind on payments, and they quit accepting payments. But what's really weird is I sent them $43,000 in payments, but they only show I paid them $29,000. That's a whole other conversation that I don't even know. I don't even understand. But here's the point. So for me, I'm now talking to the bank, and what they're explaining to me is I'm gonna have to go through the lawyer's office to get this resolved. I'm like, what? So now I call the lawyer's office, and they're very arrogant, and I'm saying, what can I do? How do I salvage my home from going to foreclosure? And they say, you can request a reinstatement loan. I'm like, I want a reinstatement loan. How much do I owe? I have no idea. What do you mean?
7 to 10 business days.
What do you mean I have no idea? Wait a second. You're the company. You're the lawyer office that's going to take this thing and take my house from me. How much money do I owe you so I can pay this and get it back in order? No, sir. This is going to take 3 to 5 business days for us to find out the amount of money you have to send us to make the foreclosure be stopped. So I will put an email into the company that you have the loan with and ask for a reinstatement loan. Well, okay, great. How much will... No, he can't answer that question. It's ridiculous. And he's arrogant as all get out. So now, hours and hours later, after we get back home riding motorcycles, I get back in my office, and I spend hours of digging up what is going on with our house. And I finally get a hold of an individual that is finally able to disclose how much money that I owe in back pay on this house. And then I'm like, okay, so let me ask you a question. If I pay the debt owed, is the house out of foreclosure? They're like, of course it is. I'm like, okay. But I never got notice. They're like, well, we turned this over to a law firm called BMW. BMW. So this is what's classic. I get so much junk mail. Because I own a company. I get so much junk mail. I'm getting BMW letters that I'm assuming are lawsuits filed against BMW motorcycles. So I would just throw them in the trash can. I thought that BMW was part of the motorcycle company that they want me to participate in some class action lawsuit of BMW motorcycles, which I didn't even own anymore. So I would just take the BMW letters and throw them away, never even open them up. Never knowing BMW was a law firm out of California that had an office in Rockville, Maryland, representing the bank to take my house. Is that incredible? That's incredible. So, I mean, for me, it's like, oh my gosh, this is beyond believable. So anyways, yeah, so to give you an answer, this happened back in December. And of course, the wife was out of town. And, you know, it was very distressing for me as a person to see that my house had been foreclosed on.
I thought we were going to be living in my Ram truck, mega cab.
With Kiefer. Smoking Weefer. Right? So, I mean, so beyond believable. And then eventually you have to disclose to the wife what's going on. And the wife's freaking out that we're going to lose the house. And I'm like, yeah, right. You really think I'm let the house go? So it's really just really bad. And then for the, conversations get deep and heavy. It gets very deep and heavy in this type of public knowledge to people on my YouTube channel, but it was just a total miscommunication. And what's so unfortunate is I was sending the bank monies, but they were rejecting them. I didn't even know that. So I was sending them $3,000, $5,000, $7,000. I never even knew they rejected the monies. So that's what's even more complicating about this. But once again, then I finally got a hold of a representative, and I said, look, for the year of 2023, I have paid you like $43,000 in payments, but you're only saying that you have record of $29,000. It's bad. This is a company that's a second lender that I think these guys are
Dad
crooked as all
said
get out.
In 2020, he didn't trust them because they were bought out, and he was
Bank of America had our second loan of our house. They sold it out to this sleazy operation out of Colorado, and they're a sleazy operation. I mean, I have had so many arguments with them on payments on that house. And yeah, I can go hire a lawyer and probably go fight it. But the good news is the amount of money owed is getting much smaller. So my goal is I'm going to get that damn loan paid off and put it to bed and screw those guys and see you later. Beyond unbelievable. So there it is. There's the evening conversation. So do you now understand a little better what happened, Dad?
No.
What?
What?
Do you now understand better what happened?
Yeah, I understand, but it's how they got to the point that they did without you receiving some kind of a legal notice.
I never got a certified letter from anybody. But here's the laws in Virginia. They don't have to send a certified letter until 30 days prior to the foreclosure and eviction.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. They're the slime, Dad. And so now what happens, I get incredible amount of texting, phone calls of people trying to take my house.
Sure.
Maybe you all think that on a certain date, they're going to show up at the courthouse steps and they're going to be there to auction off my
I'm
house.
going to be there to auction,
Sure.
just so y'all know.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to tell my daughter I'm going to show up on the auction date that all these people think this house is going to foreclosure, and I'm going to start the bidding price at $2 million. And I'm going to look at everybody and go, oh, you want my house? Really? Yeah, cool. Cool, you get it. So this is really deep and personal stuff. It really pisses the crap out of me because we live in a society of greed beyond greed. And, you know, my wife would be like, don't share information. But you know what? I don't care. Whatever. Who cares? We all have challenges in life. It's all miscommunication. So you guys are in the dark. You guys are in the dark like you've never been in the dark. You can't even see the kid. It's darked out. It's darkened out. So anyways, there's the popcorn kid deep conversations. And yeah, is it bad? It's bad. Yeah, am I a wild man? Yes. Yeah. You think it's easy being me? It's not easy being me. Get the hell away from these guys. Get out here. All the water. It's Florida. It rains like crazy down here, or does it? And they get all the sulfur. Yeah, the sulfur, the reclaimed water, if you understand that, watering everything, and they have these irrigation system all around here, and they come on in the morning and they totally trash your vehicles. There's all the dirty secrets for the evening, everybody. So hey, once again, God bless, stay safe. It's challenging this world, it truly is, and I've been blessed many times. So everybody stay tuned for the morning conversations. What the heck is that all about? But hey, happy Valentine's Day for all those lovers out there. Go have some fun. Have some fun. I can only hope that the young ones out there are having a blast. And truly, have some fun. Have a great evening. And where's the love, right? Where's the love? God bless. Stay safe. Have a great evening.